What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be jumping on the Zazzle frequently asked questions. Guys, to be honest, the reason why I like to do this is before I introduce a new platform that I talk about on this YouTube channel, I want to go ahead and give like the frequently asked questions argument and kind of talk about that and dedicate at least one video to that, just so we can kind of understand everything that is kind of needed to know about the platform. So we get this video out of the way, and by no means is this platform new. Zazzle is not new by any means, but it is a platform that is new to this channel. For me, it's not that new. I've been working on it for months behind the scenes, and I've been experiencing some really amazing results. But I don't want to go too deep into my results yet, because I will make videos in the future about like different income and things like that, income reports for Zazzle. And you guys know I've been doing very well with Redbubble as well. And what I like to do is I like to specifically come up with strategies for the platforms that I work on, because I do understand that, not every platform is the same. And just because they seem like they're the same, they could be entirely different. And Zazzle is actually one of those things that are really different. And even though the traffic and the Google trend might seem somewhat similar between Redbubble and Zazzle, and we talk about Redbubble here a lot, it doesn't necessarily mean that the platform operates in the same function. And we're actually going to talk about Etsy as well, but Etsy is different as well. And something that I'll say is, when you try to mix the same behaviors with these platforms, it's a recipe for confusion, it's a recipe for mistake, and there are issues that are associated with it. So in an effort to be, I guess we could say, as knowledgeable as possible, or enlightened, if you will, let's go ahead and talk about the frequently asked questions associated with Zazzle. Now, you guys can search this page for yourself, but I do want to address real quick a comment that I got yesterday in the video, which is somebody was basically saying that, and I can pull up the comment, but I'm not going to pull it up. I forgot who it was, but somebody was saying that, with the amount of time that they put on Zazzle and with the amount of money and effort, they don't recommend it. And what I'm going to say is, guys, is that there's always going to be groups of people who have made a ton of money on a certain platform, and there's going to be groups of people who haven't made any money on a platform. And with that being said, is that just because one person has a bad experience doesn't mean that, you're going to have a bad experience as well. It's just kind of different, right? If I have a phenomenal experience on a platform, doesn't mean you're going to have a phenomenal experience on a platform. It's just different. What I like to do, though, in general, is I like to tackle a platform to its truth. And what I say is that, and when I say to its truth, let me explain what I mean by that. Is a lot of people will try to bend the platform to their will, meaning they'll post designs, and if it doesn't work, they simply write off the platform and say, and they point the finger at the platform, and they say, the platform, there's something wrong with the platform. Like, for example, there's so many people who get banned on Redbubble, and they say Redbubble sucks, right? And they point the finger at Redbubble, and they say Redbubble's a bad company. Well, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. It could just be that maybe that person posted something they shouldn't have posted, or maybe that person didn't follow certain guidelines and therefore they were removed, right? And whether it was to our knowledge or not, right, whether we are fully aware of the mistakes that we made or not, is irrelevant, because either way, if we do something that's against the rules, it's going to get us banned anyway. So with that being said, guys, when you guys look in the comments, don't let that discourage you. There are going to be people that say, "Oh, I haven't had a good experience. It's terrible. I hate it." Right? But does that mean that there are people on there that everybody's not making money? The answer is no. I mean, that's not the truth. How many comments did I get on people saying on Redbubble that it's not valuable, you can't make any money, etc.? But yet, if you look at the public stock sheet, revenue as a company made $559 million last year. Well, that money's not coming from thin air. It's not like there's nobody making money on it. No, there are people who are making money, but it's about doing the process right. And that's where this YouTube channel is headed, where we talk about how to use these platforms correctly so we can actually get results out of it, as opposed to trying something, failing, and then pointing the finger at the platform and saying that platform is a terrible platform. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump in. So the first question here is, what is the Zazzle Associate Program? And I'll just go ahead and read it. It says the Zazzle Associate Program will work like an affiliate link sharing program. It is a way for you to earn money by promoting a Zazzle product. Now, this is what I love about the Zazzle program, is that you can get the commission on top of the sale. So that's a huge benefit. So if you're familiar with affiliate marketing, basically what that means is that if you take a link and promote it to a certain group of people. Now, for me, I will promote products that I feel comfortable promoting, right? And so, for example, if I have a fan base, let's say around basketball, right? Let's say I develop a fan base around basketball, and I want to promote a certain t-shirt that I create on Zazzle in the basketball niche. Well, guess what? I can take that link to that product, send it to the audience through the affiliate link, and not only do I get an affiliate commission, but I also get the royalty of the product sale as well. And so that does double up. And there are no fees associated with it. So it's completely free to join, whether you're a creator or you're not a creator on Zazzle. Okay, so that's just a whole bunch of frequently asked questions like combined into one. Now, let's go ahead and continue up here. And here it says, how many designs/images can I upload? There are no limits to the number of images or designs you can upload. You must have the rights to the designs and the content. So this is also confusing for some people. I believe that this question wasn't fully answered, because I know for a fact that there is an account or person limit, not per account, but per person, of a total of 100,000 designs. Now, it's going to get hard to get to 100,000 designs for a lot of people. Like, if we just did the math on that, if you did, let's take Redbubble numbers, for example. If you did 60 designs a day, right, and you took that 60 designs a day and you did it for the whole entire year, you're looking at roughly 18,000 designs, right? Maybe, let's just say, call it even. Let's just say 20,000, right? You take that 20,000 designs, well, that's a whole year's worth of work. I doubt you're going to be doing 60 designs a day every day for 5 years straight. So, I mean, it's not going to be hard to reach the 100. I mean, it is going to be somewhat hard to reach the 100K design limit, but that's just maybe why they write no limits here. But I know for a fact that amongst each person, there is a 100K limit. Now, something that you might want to know is that within Zazzle, you can create as many Zazzle stores as you would like. However, you can also, and that's all in under one account. Now, you can create multiple Zazzle accounts, but across all accounts, you can't have more than 100,000 designs, which is not a bad thing, by the way. Like, it's not, like, I know some people don't like to have that hard cap. I look at it like this. I say this, all right? If there's going to be designs that don't sell, just get rid of those and create a good portfolio overall. If you're a beginner, 100,000 is not something you want to worry about. And by the way, guys, something that I just want to throw in here, the reason why I'm so gung-ho on creating as many designs as possible is because I had this experience through Merch by Amazon, okay? I was able to tier up very, very quickly and get a lot of sales quickly because it was a cyclical approach. Like, the more sales I created allowed me to tier up faster. The faster I tiered up allowed me to create more sales. So it was like this back and forth relationship, which is why I'm always up. I always say, guys, do as many designs as you can, right? So here it says, as a creator, can I set my own royalty percentage? The answer is yes. So this is not one of those platforms that forces you to have a certain level of royalty or a certain product pricing. That's not the case. Now, do they set a default recommendation price? Yes. But you can alter those whenever you want to. Here it says, do I have to pay for the products in advance and ship them to the customer? The answer is no. So this is I guess you can say, a demand type of platform where you create the design, they're responsible for shipping, they're responsible for inventory, they're responsible for returns, all that. There's a large group of people who join platforms like Zazzle, Redbubble, all these platforms because they don't want to experience what it's like to handle customer service. And I'll tell you this, if you're running away from dealing with customers, if you're running away from all that, you're never going to be able to graduate to the higher levels of business. And if you really want to, quote unquote, be successful and make a lot of money, because, everybody's different, right? Some people might define success at $1,000 for, during their summer vacation doing a side hustle. And other people might define success by making $2.5 million in a year. It's just different, and nor does it matter. But realize that when you're doing print on demand, you're not dealing with customers, you're not doing the necessary things or the necessary aspects to kind of essentially deal with the consumer on every level, whether it be creating your own website, whether it be designing your own products, whether it be not designing your own products. You do that with print on demand, but when I say designing, I mean the actual physical product. So, for example, when I created my first company with the clothing, I would design the actual hoodie. And I'm not talking about the design as in the graphic. I'm talking about the seams, the material. How does it fit on the model? How does it look? How are we going to do the the photography? How are we going to do X, Y, Z? All these things play different parts into business. Can you build a full-time business off of print-on-demand platforms? Yeah, I've just demonstrated how that works. But keep in mind is that you're not the owner of the platform. They can take you down at any moment. When I say take you down, I mean remove you. It's not something bad. It's something emotionless. It's algorithmic. It's not. It's the same way when you drive your car and you run over an anthill. You don't even notice it. It works the same way with them. Okay, so keep in mind that when you're doing on print on demand, yes, it comes with benefits of ease of use. You don't have to worry about customer support, any of that kind of stuff, or the logistics of it, but you are missing out on a certain level of experience. So just keep that in mind, okay? Here, what are the costs to become a Zazzle creator? The answer is nothing. And I was actually confused by what that person said in the comments, like I said yesterday, where they said the time and the money that they invested into Zazzle. I can understand the time, but even then, there's automation platforms and things that make life easy. But I don't understand when she said in the comments the money that she invested. And that's why I asked, but I didn't get a reply, obviously. In the comments, they never answered back when I said, what money are you spending on a platform like this? Like, they don't require you to pay anything to join. And keep in mind, guys, when something is free to join, the barrier to entry is going to be higher, lower, which requires you to have more knowledge and more education than your competition, because the competition is plenty. Right? Keep that in mind. I want to say that again. When there's no barrier to entry, meaning anybody can join, anybody can do something, aka Zazzle in this case. Anybody can join. So that means the competition is heavy. There's a lot of competition, which basically means you have to essentially acquire the necessary skills for that specific platform, right? Don't expect to come in here doing what you do and make thousands of dollars without any kind of experience or any kind of knowledge, right? And you could either pay for knowledge or you can acquire knowledge. There's only two ways that you gain knowledge, right? You can acquire it, or you can, well, you're going to acquire it, whether you pay for it or you physically, put the gloves on, get out there, get dirty with it. That's the only way, right? So you can either pay for it and have it handed down to you, or you can learn it, the hard way. So there's only two ways, but I think a lot of people get lost in the minutia. They get lost in both, right? So, for example, they're trying to learn. They're not really diving deep. They're not investing themselves really into anything. When I say investing, I mean they're not. It's not just courses or money or anything like that, but they're not fully invested. They don't fully believe it. They're not fully in there. They think that success is going to come by standing outside, No, you got to get deep into it. You got to open the door. You got to live in it. You got to, go monk mode is what I say. And I say this all the time, but the thing that really changed my success level on Redbubble is I came in jaded. I believed that I was going to be successful right off the bat because the first month I did it, I was doing very, very well. I did beyond what anybody had ever known about. And then what I noticed for the next period of a few months, it could be 6-7 months later, the numbers just kept going downward, 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 and downward. It got to a certain point where I said, hold up, it's getting too low. What is going on here? And I took a month to really just sit down and focus only on that. Everything else was outsourced. The work I do with the agency is outsourced. The other businesses that I have, the websites, the blog, the niche, all that stuff is outsourced. And I said, let me sit down this month, figure out exactly what's going on. And when I sat down and I devoted 14 hours a day, every day, for over 30 days, I realized, okay, to be successful, it takes X, Y, Z. And I actually got good at it, and I was able to, make it happen. And then now it's not just one store producing me a good income on Redbubble, it's multiple stores. And like I said, we're building a store every day. In fact, today, I barely got any sleep. I had to wake up extra because I knew I was going to be busy today. So I had to get up and get those designs out of the way first. You know, I know it doesn't take too long. I've shown in the POD design course how I can create 60 plus designs in a matter of 30 minutes. And if you guys are interested in that course, it's on Redbubble. You could go to autopilotpassiveincome.com. Just hit this little POD design course button. It's $39.99 right now. The more content we add, the more it will cost. And we are going to do an update soon, very, very soon. So you could check that out if you're interested. I'll just leave the link in the comments down below, along with the Redbubble tag course. These are the two courses that I put out for Redbubble. So if you're interested in that, like I said, I'll leave them in the description box, in the comment box down below. Let's go ahead and continue here in the pinned comment, excuse me. Here we have, let's see, I think we covered all this. What do I need to start selling as a creator? Like I said, it's free, so there's really not much needed. Do you have to pay for the products? Nope. You don't have to pay for anything. So this is essentially it, guys. You get your earnings through PayPal. So for those who don't know, PayPal is the earnings program. I believe if you ask support, because I did do this, they do have a private situation to where if you make over, I believe the number was $30,000 a month, they can do bank transfers for you. So just figured I'd say that if that's your situation, guys, or if that's what you think your situation is, but that's something you might want to be aware of as well. But that's it. That's really it. So those are the frequently asked questions. Obviously, you can, check out the health, the center. Maybe you could, even check out careers if you want to work for them or something like that. I mean, who knows what kind of careers they have available. I'm not even sure, but it's a great company, something that's really, really cool. And, hopefully we'll get into more videos like this in the future. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.